welcome back to Highland Homemade Crafts. Hi! Really exciting day today. We're doing another collaboration. Yay! And this one I'm really excited about because I've had these molds for ages. I have had these ages and I have been dying to try them. I do have another mold as well that I got for this, but I am slowly running out of resin, so I'm going to have to slow down a little bit with how many projects I'm doing just until I can restock. So just to begin with, this is a collaboration hosted by Lula from GOBLIN Art and Karen from the Dragon's Cave, and it's called, my brain, it's called World Music Day, and it's to celebrate music basically. And there will be a playlist down below, so go and check that out, and there'll be loads and loads of artists taking part in this collaboration. Yeah, just go and give them a look, because it's not always resin. You know, there's some clay work, there's painting. You know, everybody's welcome in these collaborations. It's not just resin or eco-po. But yeah, go and give them a look, because honestly there's fantastic artists in there. You will not be disappointed in anybody. Well, I don't think you will be anyway, but then again, I think everybody's great. So today, getting back to the video, so today I'm going to do a mixed media video today. So in here, I'm going to pour eco-po in all of these, and then with these ones I am going to use, I've not really decided yet whether to use I've got some JDiction UV resin, so I've got the thinner viscosity and I've got the higher viscosity UV resin. So I do have quite a lot of UV resin at the moment in. So I think that is what I'm going to be using in these. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with these yet, but it's going to be fun. So I'm going to do this first, and then we'll move on to these little guys. And I think these are just adorable. They can be transformed into keychains. I think I do have all the equipment for the keychains now, but we'll see. And yeah, we'll just get cracking on this. So let me just mix up my eco-po, and we'll pour that in here. We will let it cure, and then I will start on these. So yeah, just give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Thanks guys. Guys, I've mixed up here 300 grams of eco-po, and I'm using Apex eco-po. Now, as I've said before with my eco-po, it's supposed to be about the consistency of icing or pancake mix, I believe. So this is about right. And I have measured this on some scales, and I'm just giving it a very good mix, just to make sure that I've got everything mixed up. Now, you don't want to be mixing this up too long because it does set up quite quickly, as I've said before on my previous videos. Let me just check my moulds are all clean, because I don't want any bits in there, and bits are always flying about in my craft room because the cats do come in here occasionally, so that should be fine. I did mix up this much because they are quite deep moulds, so yeah, that's the reason why I've mixed up so much. So I'm just going to pour it in really slowly. It is a bit lumpy, but I did mix it quite thoroughly. I'm not going to fill it up all the way just yet because I need to shake out some bubbles as well, so you don't want to be filling these up too much, otherwise you won't be able to get the bubbles out. And I don't think I've got enough to fill them up to the top anyway, but that's okay, that's fine. Just going to put a bit more in that one. So yeah, just make sure I'm not wasting any, not that anything gets wasted anyway in here. Right, so there's just a bit more in that one than in that one, so we'll just put a bit more in there. I'm trying to get them all equal, so might get a bit messy. That'll be about right. Right, so now we're just going to give it a good tap. This is quite a strong mould, so I'm not not too worried about it flexing too much. Okay, and I'm just going to go in there and just poke around in those details because look, there's already a bubble or a few bubbles coming up now. I guarantee you there will be bubbles in those details in there. And this is a really light, soft, I mean it has been used before but it is still quite soft. You don't want to be using anything sharp doing this sort of thing, otherwise you will scratch and damage your mould. So I'm just giving everything a good light comb through and hopefully, look, more bubbles coming up. These bubbles will get trapped in any sort of intricate detail, even if it is Eco, yes, is very liquidy, but it doesn't always get into those air pockets, even with it being so liquidy. It is the same with deep pour resin. If you are using deep pour resin, you still maybe, if it's intricate details like this, you will still probably need to poke it with a soft brush because I guarantee you there will still be bubbles in there. So I'm nearly done. I'm just making sure that everything is poked and hopefully when it comes to time to demold it in about 10 minutes or so, that's roughly when it starts getting set up. We'll not have, I can't say we won't have any bubbles, but we'll definitely have less than what we did before. Now I can still see these aren't all equal levels, but that's fine. That is absolutely fine. So yeah, there's a lot of bubbles in that one. A lot of bubbles getting trapped. So there we go. That'll do that. So I'm just going to push that over there so it can cure. I'm just going to get rid of those bubbles. Even though that's the back, I don't really want bubbles anywhere in my piece. I'm just going to grab a wipe so I can just clean those bits off. Because I do get OCD when even my moulds aren't as clean as what I can get them. So yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to clean this off and then we'll start on the UV resin. Right, so that's that done. So that's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see what that looks like. I'm just going to have a little bit of a drink here. Normally I don't drink in my craft room, but I'm not using any epoxy resin today, so it's not really going to bother me much at the moment. So if you just give me a few minutes, I'm just going to get my UV resin stuff sorted out, and yeah, we'll crack on with that next.
Losing my mind. Starting a new journey is always gonna be scary. But as I walk to harbor and I watch as the tides grow stronger, raising gods, please be with me. Help show people what I can see. My inspiration is where I'm at. Scottish Highlands, so beautiful and mighty. Sing for me and bless me to keep my creations tidy. I have so many ideas floating in my mind. I might need help to decide. believe that I have so many people who want to watch me all over the world. A great community, let's have fun with the creations that will be done. It makes this creator happy that you would want to subscribe to me. Highland homemade crafts. My inspiration is where I'm at. Scottish Highlands, so beautiful and mighty. Sing for me and bless me to keep my creations tidy. I have so many ideas floating
guys, so I finished these off and I have done a little bit with this one, but not much. I do want to turn these into keychains at some point. It probably won't be for this video. In fact, I know it won't be for this video because I need to practice basically. So yeah, I'm gonna do these on a later video probably and finishing them off then, but these ones are definitely finished off now and I am happy with them, but it was very hard to get the gold into all the nooks and crannies, and when I did, kind of went a bit messy, but I'm quite happy with them. I've not done the backs yet because I'm going to sand the backs a little bit before I seal them off. But yeah, I'm quite happy with these. They almost look vintage, and that's kind of what I want because I've used really bright colours in this video and I was aiming for like a 70s vibe. I need to do that black again. But yeah, I'm quite happy with these. I'm not entirely sure what you'd use them for. I think they would be good as a decorative piece, maybe on the wall or maybe on a shelf somewhere or something like that. But I do like them. They are really nice. I'm really pleased with them. If I went on to probably sell these, I would probably do them again because there's just so many bubbles in the intricate details. So that's the end of the video now, guys. It has been quite a long one and I do want to apologise towards the end of doing these because my video did cut off when I did the rest of them, but I got most of what, I think you got the gist of what I was doing in just the little bit that I recorded. So again, this is the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I've certainly enjoyed doing this project. It's been a little out of my comfort zone, but I'm into that at the moment. I seem to be into going out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I just want to thank all of my viewers, subscribers, all of my new subscribers. Hi guys, and I just want to thank you for all the likes, comments, shares, everything that you do to support my channel. I just want to thank you for that. And yeah, this has been an interesting project and I might use these again. I might do different colours with them, and I am interested in your guys' opinions as always. You know, do you like these? Should I do them in different colours? Should I do the key rings again? I do want to do these in like a shaker form, put shaker bits in it and put a bit of a sheet of plastic on the top to make them shake. But I don't have anything for that particular project right now. I do need to get a few things for it. But that's what I want to do with these. So yeah, thank you for watching again. I know I've already said that, I'm sorry. I'm losing track of thought today. So yeah, I'll see you for the next video, which is Wednesday again. So I hope you're all having a great weekend at the moment. I hope you've had a good week. And I just want you to keep crafting, stay positive, and just do what you do. And I'm always open to comments about anything I do. So yeah, tell me what you think. I'll see you on Wednesday, guys. Bye now.
Let's go into my highland fells and look in my book of spells, creating wonders in my domain. The resin is calling my name. Somewhere in my box of molds there's a beauty that will unfold, creating magic with this liquid gold, and I wonder what will demold. Let my head be full of voices, sing the array of choruses. Scottish highlands call my name as they give courage to create. As I stare at the mighty hills, I suddenly fall with the chills. They call me and say my name, no one stops me from listening. They say